but also heavily play against the TA. And you actually confirmed it for me when you're like, yeah, Meepo just craps on TA.
I think even after Kyle pointed out that Nahas is underestimating this Meepo, I think they're both underestimating it. I think it is the best possible pick that's left in the pool. From what I've seen and remember seeing, Meepo wins this lane. It's one of the only heroes that can win against TA, but the reason you don't think about it much is, well, not many teams even play Meepo, so it's not really on the radar.
Yeah. But NIP is one of those teams that do have a Meepo pickup. That's why Father's moved to the Lifestealer.
He's excellent against Void too. Until Void gets really farmed, Meepo's tempo in this game can just take over the game entirely if everything goes right. And we have to remember an added benefit of what NIP did is that they can get a side lane matchup that is Lifestealer into the Tiny, which is also a really good matchup because of the passive Feast. Tiny has super high base HP, so Feast lifesteals a lot. And I think NIP are actually getting the wrong lanes, unless they don't care. It's possible that they're fine with this.
They're shifting the lanes.
It looks like, oh, they're a bit confused. No, they're just going to keep their lanes. Okay, maybe it's too late. Nope. Okay, we're switching again. Fata is crossing.
You're literally just watching Fata turn on the spot inside the jungle. Like, he's going left, then going right, then switching around. So this is giving a lot more time for the supports who are actually in the lane to get something, which isn't a bad thing. Like, Lina with some farm does a good job. And this isn't the first time that NIP have actually run a support Lina during this competition.
Yeah, it's one of the best supports at laning in the beginning. If you have to do these laning swap shenanigans, Lina wins a lot of these side lane matchups, right? You see Sox right now doing great against Tiny.
A little bit of trouble. He's already used his Burrow Strike, Tiger, as well as Insania. Trying to find that target. Oh, 33. He just waits at the tree line. You'll get hit by the stroke of fate of Insania, but definitely also want to see the presence of Tiger. Like, this ES, they picked it up, #1. Like, Alliance, they've been so good with his heroes because it's one of just Tiger's great heroes. I just want to see how well he performs with it. If he's able, like, because does he even do anything in mid when he rotates onto a Meepo?
It's not easy because he's laning with a TA, and TA just doesn't respond to ganks very well. She's not that good at killing, doesn't have burst damage, doesn't have a stun. It's possible with Earth Spirit level 2 if he can roll on Meepo with half HP and then kick it. But
there's the rolling boulder. He doesn't actually connect with the rolling boulder, and Lina's already rotating over. Tiger's going to get hit by the Light Strike Array. No, he does not. But Ace is body blocking him up. He'll get the last hit, and that gives Ace first blood. They are feeding the beast with 5 heads.
What was the idea? Oh, I don't know. I don't get it.
Like, I'm not a pro player, Sint.
It was a 0% play.
I haven't played Pro Dota in over 2 years, like forever.
That's about the same amount of time since Kyle played any game of Dota. I don't know. Like, that play just doesn't exist. I'm not sure what Tiger was going for. Fortunately for NIP, Sox is passing through, but I don't even know if they needed him to get that kill.
Yeah.
Oh, now he's rotated bottom. We've got Fata.
It would have guaranteed the kill.
Yeah.
If he was there. Like, if TA could have done something about it. But yeah, like, until traps exist, it's like TA doesn't really offer that much pressure. And they really want to try and fight on bottom lane.
The tri lane of NIP is really strong. They have 2 stuns and they have a defensive support, so should be doing just fine down here. The trade-off will, of course, be that Fata will be suffering. He's playing 1-on-2 against Tiny plus Earth Spirit up here in the top lane, and Tiny got a head start. But I honestly think it's good enough. Fata doesn't need to have free farm here. He needs to do okay, as long as the Meepo is doing amazing, and Sand King starts getting farm bottom now. This laning stage is going according to plan for NIP.
That's a good mindset from TA. Like, knew that they had some level of vision. Like, Koifa knew, like, the rotation that came in was scattered out of the ES. So he sentries down, found the Observer Ward, and that's just a nice little bit of consumables. And he's going pretty heavily on the side place, but he's just TPs a Meepo back, heals up, brings in the consumable, like, and both Meepos are back to full already. And controlling runes for Koifa has to be an absolute pain in the ass against a Meepo. He can literally go to both sides if he wants to. So I'm wondering, like the TA build, like, do you even think about bottle in this game?
You don't want to go bottle on TA. Do people go it in general? Right?
I don't think so.
I don't think they do.
I'm just thinking, like, how does he keep up with the amount of harassment that Ace is able to pump out?
It's tough. I think you might have to go jungle relatively soon when these couple of extra levels come up for the Meepo. The Earthbinds are an issue, especially when Meepo gets level 2 ulti, which is quite a ways away, but at that point you absolutely are not laning anymore. But for now, Koifa at least found himself an Arcane Rune, so we'll get an extra refraction out of that one. He has a Mango to refill, so we'll probably find a little bit of CS here, but Clearly a mid-favored matchup currently for
I thought for a moment like Boxy's initiating with Pango's ultimate. But no, he's just moving around. They have the dust already on 33. He'll Burrow Strike over. Mickey, Light Strike Array arrives from the supports, creating more space for 33. The Avalanche will connect, and Tiger in from the side. But 4 heroes from Alliance on the bottom lane, and now they're TPing up towards the north. It's kind of funny because they had nailed the top lane. It was 24-10 on the Tiny, and Lifesteal didn't even have 10 CS on that lane. Fada was not having a great lane. He's playing it the way Horst used to actually play the Lifestealer off lane. I just tank it, but I'll catch up later.
Yeah. And this lane matchup is good for Lifestealer. It's consistent harassment onto the Void. They're both going to be pretty okay, but Alliance will need to rotate assistants up here, and both teams are actually really bringing the guns. Oh, they're swapping again.
Yeah, okay. It's a tri-lane versus tri-lane. Tiger jumps in. He's got the Ink Swell up and running. 33, dusted up. And they look for it now. Counter initiation. Burrow Strike forward. Fada will open wounds him up, and Tiger, he just cannot move away from this. He's got stick charges, buy some time with a small kick, so a little bit of a slow, but Mickey, he doesn't do any damage. This is the downside of a faceless Void. He needs farm before he's effective.
Now NP should have got the lanes that they want once again. Fada TP's bottom, so he can lane against the Tiny. And he does have the backup of the Lina. Let's not forget, this can be a kill if he gets open wounds off on... Oh, Boxy's just coming in. Why didn't they just kill him there? I think they could have just gone for that.
They had the mana. Everything was off cooldown.
That was a bit strange.
Top lane.
That could have been a lot of pressure, at least. Even if they don't kill him, they force him all the way back to at least the shrine, maybe base. But Boxy's still going to be fine down here. Maybe they were scared of a bit of assistance and rotation coming in from perhaps Taiga. Just found a DD.
It's kind of a nice play from Mika. He took a little bit of extra damage initiation from NIP, but it allowed the pull to happen. So they're changing the lane equilibrium on top lane, trying to make sure that it's not as free a lane as it could be. No, goodbye PPD.
Perfect timing on the time lock.
Well, Avalanche initiation on Fada, but he'll rage up. Open wounds, wants to attack once, and then just run the hell out there. Success coming, but better from Tiger. A double damage rune ES arrives from the side. Kills off Fada and Tiger.
I'm surprised Boxy didn't skill ulti.
I'm surprised he got that line in his chat wheel.
He's level 6 and chose Toss level 2 instead of 1 level in ulti. It gives 10 armor. That's really good against Lifestealer. But he's prioritizing that little bit of extra toss damage and obviously the little bit of extra attack speed, but you also get the damage, so...
It looks so stupid when he taunts through the tree. Here, air, sky, hold this. Rolling boulder in, nice. They get the follow-up, and actually dodge the Light Strike Array, allowing the Avalanche and Toss to have full connection at the right time before Fada can counter-initiate. Not that he can do much once he arrives.
So right now for Alliance, they're definitely winning 2 lanes.
But Meepo is still getting big, 4.2k.
They're losing mid by about as much as they're winning the other 2 lanes combined, so it's still relatively easy, but important for Alliance to find these moments of success in the side lanes with how much the Meepo is winning mid.
Lina's rotated up. They're looking to try and bring back that stun. 33's Burrow into the Light Strike Array. No Dire Observe Ward looking for it. PPD's going to help out Fada on the bottom.
Mickey level 6. Don't really think they're going to find a kill on this guy. If he has this high health, they don't have the burst damage yet. Lina needs level 6 for that.
We're actually TPing more people in. Again, Alliance bring 4 players towards the lane. You've got Chronosphere available, so maybe they can use it to get a good initiation off. Boxy out of mana, but he'll be forced out of the lane. But thanks to the Observe Ward of NIP, this move from Alliance is very, it's well known. It is known from NIP. Fire Strike. Now the follow-up Light Strike Array. They need to keep that chain stun going, but it's just not enough damage. They need that. They actually need Laguna, is what they need.
They do need Laguna. Good levels on Saxo, though. It's interesting to look at the level distribution in this game. NIP have 2 level 5 heroes in this top lane, and then they have a level 5 and a 4 in the bottom. Boxy's level 7, and Void is level 6, but then the supports of Alliance are lower level, so it's more evenly spread across NIP's side.
He's on again up on... No. Okay, jumps forward. Chronosphere is out. Looking for a support kill. You'll take what you can get. Rolling boulder in. Of course, he actually teleports through it. It's kind of real stupid the way Chrono works with ES, but it happens nonetheless. And Zuxa will go down.
Well, Boxy bottom.
That's the place he can get out of with the Avalanche. PPD's shield's going to pop. Fav's need a couple more hit-ups, but that's why they toss him back, and Boxy gets the distance, and the stick charges give him enough life to survive.
That was dangerous. He needs to be careful. He's worth so much money right now by being this level 7 and rich hero in the bottom lane, but... Is it to the limit?
Explain to me the physics of how, when time is stopped, ES can move through time. To to the other side of the chrono.
I don't know, I think realism in Dota is not something you should think about too much. That's a lot. I mean, explain to me how magic is real, Toby, okay?
Is under attack.
Explain to me how you can conjure fire out of your hands.
Well, maybe I'm a red
Peter dead. Oh, Quick's in trouble mid.
Yeah.
Meepo's finally reached level 10, so there's 3 Earthbinds.
Oh,
this should
boy.
be easy pick.
Next one. Yes, comes in with a kick. The Light Strike Array will also hit there, but that's Tiger, who's living in Ace, who's really low on life. He goes on the Earthbind, misses on Insania. Ace, the TA trap will connect on him, and the secondary one. Ace should die. No PPD is there to help him out. Goifer's low on life. They're getting a little bit of spill damage, and here's your rolling boulder forward. They'll kill off one of these Meepos. Just one. 2 fingers! Attack him!
Go separate, Toby, relax.
Fuck, they had nothing! Nothing! Both of them had no life whatsoever!
There was nothing left in the tank. They used all their spells. Lena did a defensive Light Striker and he goes separate.
All that work!
Well, you could also look at the silver
Let's see it again. And then the one Meepo that's there that they couldn't attack is just the... Oh, what is that?
I mean, the silver lining is Koikva didn't die, who was the original guy getting initiated on, but Ace was out of Earthbinds. I thought he had a third one when he jumped Koikva, but didn't manage to follow through. So, in the end, nobody died, which is kind of incredible with what happened in mid.
And nothing happened.
Yep, absolutely nobody died.
Well, everyone goes back to their farming then. The E-Blade is being worked on from Ace. Fada is trying to go for a hand of Midas, but this is probably one of the slowest Midas we've seen of the tournament. Because it's still got another probably 3 minutes to go before he'll reach it.
Yeah, E-Blade is so good this game. There's so much value. TA, Void. If he doesn't get his main Meepo chronoed, he can buy himself so much time against this Faceless, so... And Mickey is going for a relatively dangerous item build, going in the Mask of Madness. I think using Mask of Madness in this game is actually really difficult. You have to have a chrono that is... where you're safe enough that you can't get killed by all the nukes from NIP, because you're not going to time-lapse out after.
His chrono's going to be so hard to get off as well. 33 just got his Blink Dagger. In fact, I think he's prepping it. Epicenter on the sideline. They're going to jump in. Ace is arriving, got a double Earthbind because he has tried to help out. You can get the kick, but it's not going to help. Insania's in the retreat, and Alliance were not ready for that. That was the reveal of the Blink, and it worked. It worked splendidly. And now they just creep skip it. That tier 1 tower's days are numbered. And they get the obs and the sentry as well. Goodbye.
It's top tower.
But this is the sacrifice you make, right? Like, Lifestealer has a bad game and you get a 12-minute Blink Dagger over on SK. You get Ace at level 12. And he's only a minute away, if that, from completing an E-Blade. A 13-minute E-Blade for a Meepo. If they keep going at this pace.
He has a lot of responsibility in this game, though, because his other cores are not doing too hot. Senking is doing fine now with this dagger build-up, but Lifesteal has a lot of recovery work ahead of him. Fata playing a hero we haven't seen him play much.
Boxy got the haste ring, just runs in. Whoop, that's a hit and run.
He killed 500 gold for that.
Yeah. How many kills did Boxy have leading up to this? Which is also why I didn't know the Ghost Scepter. Sim's the only one with the PC.
Yeah. Well, you...
See, I rely on you as much as NIP rely on the Meepo.
You rely on the cameraman to show you the Ghost Scepter, but our cameraman is...
Okay, come on.
Production.
Don't you dare talk about our camera and production team like that way, Sin. I will stand up and defend them.
You're still sitting down?
I am. I'm sorry, this DX Racer is not that maneuverable to push back on. we're on the edge of our podium.
It's a throne for kings. That's what Rich has told me.
A throne for kings, huh?
Pretty much. I believe him. All right.
Sorry, so I need to check the numbers in SAP to actually see what actually classifies a throne.
There's the E-Blade. Exact same timing with the Deso. They bought it like the same second.
And both teams smoke up looking for the fight.
Yeah, there's nothing here, though. For NIP on the top side, but on the bottom side, Fata could get caught.
Hey, Fata can die. I don't think NIP is going to care too much. Fata's going to go on the trees. Perfect blink in and Rage TP out. They have nothing that penetrates that Rage. Apart from damage, and, well, TA was a little bit too far off.
Yeah, the Chrono is currently sitting around mid lane, so not going to be able to do anything. PvD is actually getting a lot of space. This is kind of unusual to see that NIP give Peter a lane like this for this long.
He's probably the only one that can stand there, because like you want a chrono, you can't kill a Baden.
Yeah.
Because like borrowed time just lets you live. Tiny wants to combo him. Well, you can't. Like you'll give him his life back.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Now Mask of Madness has been completed. The top tier 2 tower is going to be threatened in just a bit. It's just SK pushing it. He knows he can get out. There's the other downside about Faceless Void. If you time walk in for a Chronosphere, it gives more than enough time for throw 3 just to double tap his Blink Dagger and get the hell out. Yeah,
or he can even perhaps cast Burrow Strike as well, if the dagger is on cooldown for whatever reason. So, Vada's got a Midas. It's slowly going to be starting to catch up, but this very much is a Meepo show, and Ace... It's a bit dangerous when you play Meepo like this.
They're going. On Zuxa. He's able to hit the Light Strike Array, makes a break for the tree line, has TP scroll available, he's gone to the side, Tiger, perfect rolling ball to forward, he'll connect. 30 seconds on the sideline. Or I'll support Lena. And this is around the 15-minute bounty range, but it'll still be a 2-2 trade. Yep. No lone draw bears messing around with this. 33. Ooh, nice silence from Tiger. It's the urn as well. It still won't be enough to kill him. Or will it? Rolling ball to 4. Fire strike just out of the way. The kick. It connects. They see him. The urn. Is it going to tick 12? 12. That's low as you'll go.
It's not ticking anymore.
No, it's worn out.
You need to keep counting. It's off. 12, 0.
He doesn't change.
So what I was getting at was with Meepo, he's having a really good game, but I think ideally for NIP in this kind of position, they don't want their other cores to be this poor compared to the opponents. The game is even on gold, but there's so much pressure on Ace. If he makes like 1 or 2 big mistakes, it almost feels unrecoverable, because Meepo is one of those heroes that I like to say whenever it dies twice, just because of how dependent this hero is on being ahead and playing momentum. And because it's so rich, you get so much out of killing it. So Ace has to be careful to not make mistakes, and they need a Roshan in this game. They need the Aegis.
Smoke's broken way too early. I think they're actually, they were still farming at that point. Blink Dagger is up on Meepo, so no double leap blaze. Toss back,
into the silence.
He just gets perfectly silenced. The Chronosphere catches the back line. There's no way for NIP to get to the front. The Life Strike range is on top of PBD in case anyone was, well, not there.
Alright, that was actually a really cool kill. That was super well executed. They tossed him, and while he was flying, the Phantom's Embrace connected, so he couldn't rage. And then they even chronoed him on the edge of it after. The question is, if...
Now your chrono's down.
Yeah, could they have got the kill without the chrono is the question.
And now Bind trooping forward. You're going to get the Soul Bind out. The damage is all on top of the tiny box. You get one last toss-up, and they just keep bouncing around. One hits the ground, the other pops back up again.
Now Magnetize is down 2, and Tiny's dead for 40. I wonder if NIP feel a chance to go Roshan. If they had top Shrine, Ace might go for it right now, but he needs to heal up, and that will take quite a bit of time. So no Roche play just yet, but we got to keep in mind for our Alliance that these cooldowns are relatively long and really important. They actually have so little in the tank right now. Will he try for it? It looks like he's thinking about it. Yeah, no sentry though on a Batten. DP is rocking the 2 Wind Laces for no extra value. But of course his Tranquils are coming out, then he gets the value.
Now with the Blink Dagger, they're going to look for Faceless Void. With Blink Dagger, you want to initiate. You want to find a big target. But who can you get? Insania shows himself in mid. Ace, they'll reach him. Earthbind, you can try and get that stun off, but it won't happen. That's a tier 1 tower now. They all hit it way too fast.
And I actually think they will transfer into Roche now.
It makes sense.
Peter got 3 sentries on the courier. He's going to deward this trap in the pit, and Meepo's going to start hitting it. They know they have this 40-second timing until Chronosphere comes up, and there's also no Magnetize. I think this is not possible to fight for Alliance realistically.
I don't know if they're actually, they look like they're baiting it. They start with the trap, the Observer Ward sees a lot more, and Tiger's sitting right on top of it. He's the bigger controller. Boxy's right next to him as well. Dire Observer Ward, however, scouts back, and Boxy hits the double avalanche onto PPD, as well as Zuxa. Okay, Chrono, 20 seconds. Watch the timer. This one we can't count down. They're backing up. No Restota.
You gotta wonder if NIP could have got away with that, with going for the Roche. It didn't look like Alliance were coming and were ready, but Roche is not as easy to kill as it used to be. So maybe you do need a medallion or a little bit of extra damage coming out the way. Oh wait, Fawcett's okay, this is very interesting.
Was he gone?
He's going Crimson Guard on Lifestealer.
Oh, really?
That's probably going to be a first of all time. So I don't think I've ever seen this.
We're just turning him into like Aura Man?
Yeah, he's going to play utility, and then but they have a Sand King. I don't know. I don't know how much I like this. It's like you're all in on a timing, which I can respect. Like you're like, okay, our lineup, we're going to win at this timing, or we're not going to win. Fair enough. But does he need to be the one buying the Crimson? And maybe that's the call, that we're going to need this item against the TA and the Void to keep our heroes alive, and then we can end the game in like 5 to 10 minutes. Perhaps that's the idea. It certainly is very creative, but it's also high risk.
Yep.
You will fall off heavily after this Crimson loses its value.
Interesting maneuver from Alliance. They smoke up, they wrap around, but because they put a fresh TA trap in the pit, NIP kind of knew they were in the neighborhood. And PPD, hey, would you mind sacrificing yourself for the team? Who starts walking forward. Nice Radiant scam. They know they're up the hill, and PPD doesn't care. All right, up I go. TPing on top of the shrine. This is the SK looking for a Fire Strike. He's going to find Mickey. They've already got the kill on Insania with a Fire Strike forward. Hit the epicenter. Quick silence from Tiger. He's able to cancel it. 3-man Chronosphere, but instead he actually misses it. He doesn't hit the root just yet. And Tiny in the back lines. He's just trying to become a new target. They've already got the kill on 33. Tiger will jump in. Is there anything to start up? There's no magnetize. Tiger's going to lose his own life for this one. The TA trap's making it difficult for NIP to continue to move. And Mickey, he's going to jump in once again, looking for a target. He's surrounded. They get the avalanche and the cleave and the side blade damage is hitting into NIP, but it's still not enough damage. They just cannot hit through Ace. Too much life. And also PPD being there, you knew he was going to survive. A triple kill for Ace. They would love to catch Koifer as well. Meepo will not be close enough. A double damage room. The 4 bounties for 20 minutes are all up. And Alliance, a dieback on a Grimstroke. That was not the fight they were looking for.
Ace is so good on Meepo. It's such a pleasure to watch, even though I hate playing against this hero. It's nice when somebody else has to do it.
At least it's not a Narc Warden. Let's have a look at this again.
Clutch E-Blade. You're going to see it here. He's taking so much damage. One more side blade here will probably get the job done, but now it's etherealed up. He keeps ensnaring Koikfa, runs the unhealthy Meepo away, gets on top of Insania on the left, and even though Koikfa does survive the fight, this will now lead to a Roshan for a huge moment for them in this game, and they're getting a lot of steam out of this.
They committed to the timing, and this Aegis the Immortal enables the timing. And we'll see how much they can get from it. Again, Chrono is going to be down for a bit. And Alliance just doesn't really feel like they've packed a punch just yet. Like Chrono is committed and wants to follow up. You take one hero, but you're battling on top of a Radiant Shrine. You just buy that hero back and keep going.
Yep. Void doesn't have enough damage yet. This is one of the weaknesses of the hero, is before he starts truly killing heroes on his own in the Chrono, he needs like 3 damage items. He currently has the Mask of Madness Maelstrom. He's now going BKB so he can stay alive against the Disables, but that just means more time for Meepo to not die. TA is struggling to hit in the Chrono because he doesn't have any Dragonlance. And the other heroes of Alliance, it's hard to hit tiny spells in Chrono.
Hey.
It's hard to play Earth Spirit around Chrono, so, you know...
When NIP were grouped up like that, though, Tiny did so much damage. Like, it wasn't just Sideblades he was cleaving down. You actually saw Lina Laguna him down because he realized, like, this is now our primary target. He's hurting so hard, and he got an Echo Saber. So that earlier burst damage from the Tiny is starting to get more and more effective with time, so Boxy can be more of a player. He's also going to go for a BKB.
Honestly, this could be an Aghanim's Tiny game. I think Tree Volley could be the difference maker that they need, so Tiny can do range damage in the Chrono. That and some sort of crit, maybe even just Crystallis into Ag's Scepter could be interesting. He's going for the BKB though. That's another, again, defensive item to stay alive against Meepo, but I don't know if this is playing to win or playing to stay alive in terms of itemization, because maybe they're hoping that they can outlast Meepo's timing, but if you don't have the damage to kill him twice with this Aegis, you don't have any buildings left necessarily.
Jump on. They found their target. Boxy caught outside of his own base, right in front. Then again, EF jumps in with the fire from 33, catching both of them, stunning them up. They're both down for the count. And then moving over towards Insania, the Earthbind a little bit too short to reach the Grimstroke.
They're going to go high ground here.
Oh, yeah. No Tiny for 35 seconds and forcing ES to fight back. Mickey still doesn't want to return to this, but he'll have to. He's pushing the bottom lane.
He used his E-Blade already offensively, so that's a 15-second cooldown for Ace, but he feels confident. He's going to stay in here. His Scotty is arriving on the courier right now. He is so tanky. 2,400 health on every Meepo.
All right,
you got to stop this.
That's
do something. That's a tower. They can back off now. Tiny's about to spawn if they want to take the shrine, or, you know what, fuck it, let's keep going.
You're feeling like your timing is right, Mickey. He's going to jump in, looking for the AoE. He's unable to connect quite, but lines up for the side blade damage. It's pretty good so far, but they can't keep the Void alive. He doesn't have buyback battle, and they're moving through. The Crimson Guard, they can't do any level of physical damage. Ace doesn't give a crap anyway. He's got a secondary life. Moving to quite, but Tiny will finally get the hit, but no. Sent up and towards the air. He'll hit the ground. Ace, he actually E-bladed himself, so he couldn't even get hit. Boxy is trapped. Here comes 33 with the X in the backlines. Grimstroke will go down. Boxy, one more attack is all they need. He is rolling himself down to the tier 3 tower. Soxer wants to keep the chase going. PPD died, but for the cause, Boxy turns for one hit, and Koifa will finish the job. So Soxer is lost, but 24 minutes in, they take the top lane of Rax. They can't go for more. All the other tier 2 towers are still up in the lanes.
Oh, that was such... I don't know what happened to Mickey on that jump. He blinks, he time walks in, uses dilation, he just doesn't chrono.
Yep.
He had it the whole time, right? He wasn't silenced.
The line was right as well for TA. Like, she had that bottom part just to hit in. So the chrono's position still would have been perfect.
That was a
he
chrono
wasn't going to mess his own teammate.
Maybe the communication from Alliance was, we're going to kill Meepo once, and then we're going to chrono the respawn, but then you can't go in like that. You're obviously going to get ensnared and killed off.
Let's say, was there a silence? Was there a control? But
did he Mask of Madness when after he used dilation by mistake instead of chroning? I don't think he did. I feel like I would have noticed that.
We may have a replay to watch in a second, so we'll request that one. We've got some time as all the teams reset for 25-minute bounty runes. But I love the effect. Like, it was a full Crimson that popped off in that, and then looking for a pipe as well. There was just no damage to come.
This is the textbook example when
Boxy goes for the jump over on Ace. They've got the toss back. It's actually taking away from the son of Boxy. Now, Mickey, do you want to chrono this? I don't think you do. He actually must have asked. He can't do anything. They're going to lose their own team. Goodbye to Boxy. Goodbye to Insania. Maybe that is exactly what happened.
Dude, I can't believe it.
Hey, do I remember this thing silences?
What is this? He just time walks in, insta Mask of Madness, and then he can't do anything. They just lose 2 heroes. I mean, at least it was support and only the position 3, right? But, okay, what I was going to say before that fight broke out. This is the textbook example of why, when we talk about Dota, we say anything can work, right? There's always...
has fallen.
There's no always in Dota. Lifestealer is literally going Midas Crimson Pipe. Okay? If you have the right strategy and the right execution, the amount of things you can do in this game is actually it's so incredible. Like, you will not see this building in this year, like, probably in any game, not even in your, like, if you play 1,000 pubs, you will not see it in a single game.
This is what I love actually seeing, like there's been a lot of conversations about this even from Team Secret with like Zai and Yapso with the way they play their roles, where if you think that you have to play a defined role, you're already thinking wrong. Like, you understand your abilities, you understand the timing you have in the game, and you understand, like, okay, maybe I do have to be the one to buy Crimson as well as Pipe for my team, because we need to push high ground, we need to do this within 30 minutes to claim a second lane of Rax, we need to put Alliance with 2 feet in the grave and ready to dunk their head down as well.
Yep. And so far they've done a good amount of dunking.
Even without an ES.
Yeah. They're dunking them with their own Mask of Madness.
Do we actually have a replay of that top fight? I don't know if production's still holding on to it, but I would like to see if that actually happened to him. And we're not wrong with the item, right? It does, like... I mean, yeah. It does do exactly what we think it does.
I'm a bit confused. I don't think the fight in the base happened, but it absolutely happened in the one in the mid. And I don't know if it's just muscle memory or some sort of, like, if it's just a misclick. But
to then do it 2 times in a row, like, fool me once, and then fool me twice.
I don't know.
Well, here we go. This is the top. So, yeah, he was silenced.
He was silenced?
Yeah, you could see it for half a second when they were actually on him. So, yeah, he had everything grayed out. He hit Mask of Madness when he jumped in.
You've got to get these chronos out, and it sucks, right? It's a game 5. It's the deciding game of the grand final. Mika has been playing an insane tournament, and this game, it's a couple of mess-ups that are costing his team big here. You're always going to be asking yourself why when you look through this replay, or what would have happened, rather. If you land these chronos, like, you're never going to know.
It's hard to judge from an armchair, but when you can judge twice, all the smoke's going to break on Ace. However, he is very tanky. 2 Scardies completed on the Meepo.
If he gets an Aegis, the game is over. I'm pretty sure. Alliance absolutely have to defend this Aegis. They can't let it go.
Jump in, Tiger, great Burrow Strike from 33, catching out that ES. He wants to get back up the hill, Light Strike Array. They just keep chaining the control. Laguna Blade puts him down. McKay is already beginning his TP out towards top. He has to defend that top lane. Continuous pressure. How does Alliance even stop Roshan from happening when there's always that big indicator at the top creep wave? Like, every time it pushes in, like, they'll know if Alliance is there or not, if Alliance is trying to contest. And the fact that the Shrine is also gone, there's no easy way to TP out and keep the numbers in your favor as well. This is a BKB up from the Faceless Void. Does that mean he can chrono?
No. It doesn't work like that.
It's like, if I can Mask of Madness and then I can BKB.
The problem is at this point, again, if they get the Aegis, I just don't think there's enough damage in the tank to kill the Meepo twice. So now that you've got this BKB so you can keep yourself alive against the stuns, that's all great. But you're hitting for 170 against a Meepo with 30 armor and 4,000 health. Like it's just not happening. There's not enough.
You need Daedalus, you need MKBs, you need things like this to actually like do this kind of damage, which Ace would begin to fear, and the Templar Assassin has just really dropped off. Like, there's no damage. She got Blink Desolator, and ever since that point, I don't think Alliance have got, like, a kill. it's taken too long. She's trying to build into this Daedalus now. So she can become that single target crit, and that's the way to get Ace, right?
Yep.
Like, catch him when his E-Blade's down, and just nail that one Meepo.
Yep. But can you do it 2 times in a row? Roche is up.
I don't even know if you could, like, because it's another one of those things like Soulbind can't even help you on that front. Soulbind happened, and we saw Tiny Toss, which just sent one Meepo up, and then one down, then one up, and then one down. Like,
it helps a little bit, but it's not much.
No, it really isn't. Well, TA traps, PPD. Well, it's not a guaranteed kill, and this is all around the 30-minute bounty runes. And the Meepo's heading for the bottom ones right now. So NIP are going to take all of the bounties, just no money, and the top creep wave still pushing in. What does Alliance do? They know they need to battle for Roshan. The TA trap's inside the pit.
Oh, that's such a...
Great, Boxy didn't toss him back.
No.
You don't want him anyway.
It's a zero value play, kind of.
They're losing tier 4s. We just...
You go ahead.
So there's never been a Crimson picked up, and the last... Like, sorry, there's never been a Pipe picked up, but the last Crimson was from EE in the last minor. So if EE built it, like this...
built the Crimson on Lifestealer.
Okay, great. Well,
that says something.
Yeah, it doesn't say a lot. Boxy jumps in. They need that jump. They need to get the kill. It's a great point over here. Right off the edge, but they need to kill off Ace. The Crimson still popped up. Same with the Pipe. They got a life. Mickey's already gone down. And maybe they can kill off Ace with the E-Blade. They can't attack into him. He's dodging the rolling balls. The Magnetite's doing some work, but the restoration heal from NIP is too strong. Abaddon lived through the entire thing. He just shields. He gives life. And now it's taken away. Alliance have nothing else to give. Ultra kill for Ace. Now go back and take Roshan. Well, they can force some buybacks, or why not both? Everyone have a taco.
Oh my god, what a Meepo show. This guy's so good on this hero. Give him the right game, give him the right conditions, and make 1 or 2 mistakes against it, and he's just going to carry the game.
That's an interesting toss back. I think Tiny is back on the front lines. Threw a hero up, throw him back down again. Koifa trying to fight around, but they can't even kill off Zuxa. Now the Pirate Strike comes forward from 33, and Tiny is just offering himself as a pebble on the altar. Toss back in. It's actually just making it easier. Right on top of the Templar Assassin. Dead for 105 seconds. I actually think that's the game right here. There's not much of a way you can fight back. In fact, GG. Gratz comes out. NIP pushed through in what was a fantastic Meepo game. I want to say a smart draft from PPD as well to feel like the TA was a great pickup, and then they just nailed every lane.
You gotta wonder what would have happened in this draft if Alliance banned it last. Because the Meepo was the 10th pick of the